Hello friends, I'm Honey Thakkar. Welcome back to my channel JJ Education. In my last three videos, we have seen basic details about NISM Mutual Fund exam. Then second video was about the concept and role of mutual fund. And in the third video, we have seen advantages and disadvantages of mutual fund. Right? Now, if you missed up with these videos, then you can see it by clicking on the link which is mentioned in my description. Now, let's talk about this particular video. Today I am come up with part 3 of chapter number 1, types of mutual fund, so that you can have a better idea about each and every schemes of mutual fund. Okay, so now let's begin. See, the mutual fund can be classified in various ways depending on their structure and the nature of investment they make. So in that, the very first one is open-ended fund. The name open-ended fund itself suggests that these are the funds which are open for investors at any time. It means it allows investors to enter and exit as per their convenience. Moreover, there is no any restriction regarding the purchase of shares and units of this particular fund. See, in this fund, the investors can buy a units after the initial offering period also. And the units are bought and sold at the NAV, which is declared by the fund itself. And one more thing is that in open-ended fund, there is no maturity period. That's why the investors can enter and exit at any point of time. So this can be a positive point of open-ended fund. Now the next one is close-ended fund. In close-ended fund, investors cannot buy units at any time. Why? Because in this fund, investors are given initial offering period. See, as we have seen that in open-ended fund, investors can enter and exit at any time. But this is not possible in the case of close-ended fund. Because in this, investors are given fixed maturity period. So, within that period, if investor wants to exit from the fund, then also they cannot do that. But yes, if after the ending of maturity period, investors wants to sell their units, then they can sell it through stock exchange. It means when the maturity period gets over, then the fund house transfer all the units of close-ended fund to the stock exchange. See, let's try to understand the whole process of close-ended fund with the help of example. Okay, suppose there is a one company and it wants to sell 100 units through close-ended fund. Now, these are the 10 investors who wants to purchase 10 units from this particular company. Now, as per the rule of close-ended fund, during the maturity period, no new investors can enter into the market. But yes, after the ending of maturity period, if one of investor from this 10 investor wants to exit from the market and 11th and 12th rank investor are ready to enter into the market, then they can change their position through stock exchange. Okay, so we can say that in close-ended fund, if existing individual wants to exit from his position, then the new investor can enter through stock exchange. One more thing is that in post NFO, when fund house transfer all the units to the stock exchange, then at that time the NAV has been decided on the basis of current demand and supply situation of market. Okay, so this is the whole process of close-ended fund. Now let's understand what is interval fund. See, interval fund has a combined feature of both open-ended scheme and close-ended scheme. It means for a particular time period it becomes open ended, and for some of the time period it becomes close ended fund. Interval fund is a mutual fund where the fund house allows to purchase and sell units only during a pre-decided time period. And this fund might invest in both equities and debt securities, but they are mostly found to invest in debt instrument. Okay, so this is the basic detail about interval fund. Now the fourth one is actively managed fund. Actively managed funds are those funds which are managed by the fund manager. For example, Kotak Standard Multi-Cap Fund, Reliance Small Cap Fund, etc. So, actively managed funds are funds where the fund manager has the flexibility to choose the investment portfolio. There are hundreds of companies and the stocks are listed on NSE and BSE. Okay. Fund manager decide in which particular stock and bond the investor's money is going to be invested. So in this fund, the fund manager is using his decision making power within the broad parameter of investment objective. Okay, within the broad parameter of investment objective, which is mentioned in the scheme. For example, if the fund is large cap, then the fund manager invests 80% in large cap companies. Okay. Moreover, in this fund, the expense ratio is much higher compared to passively managed fund. The reason is fund manager and his team is working on analyzing the market and then decide in which particular stock the investor's money has been invested. Okay, so this is actively managed fund. Now let's see passively managed fund. See, basically passive fund is an investment vehicle that just track a market index, or we can say a specific market segment to determine what to invest. And for that the good example is index fund. In that let's understand with the help of one fund named UTI Nifty 50 fund. See, in the case of this fund, what the UTI do is, according to the weightage of Nifty, UTI trying to replicate its portfolio. Means if the stock is removed from the Nifty, then it also removed from the UTI Nifty 50 as well. So we can say that key index funds are those funds which are track a portfolio of index or a particular benchmark. And moreover, in this particular fund, investors always expect to have a return better than the market. Now, in this fund, basically the expense ratio is very lower. Why? Because the efforts of fund manager is very lower in this case. The reason is they are just dependent on the performance of market index. They just try to track the particular market index. Okay, so that's why in this fund the expense ratio is much lower. So basically this is a passive fund. Now the last one is exchange traded fund. Okay, so exchange traded funds are also similar to passive fund because these funds are also replicate an index or a particular benchmark such as equity market index, or we can say commodity index, etc. In this fund, the units are issued to the investors in a new fund offer, and the investors are given initial offering period also, and after that these units are available for selling and purchase purpose on a stock exchange. Okay, it means the in a post NFO, when the post NFO is done, Then the trading and settlement has been done through stock exchange. Okay, and the units of ETF are traded at real time prices, which are linked to the changes in the underlying index. Okay, so this is exchange traded fund. Okay guys, so here I am winding up with my today's session, and in my next video we will learn remaining types of mutual fund. So thanks for watching, and if you like the video then don't forget to press like button and also keep sharing. So see you in my next video. Till goodbye, keep learning, keep investing.